Class has started. Good morning, everyone. Class has started. That means no more talking.
I took off the table.
Phones, please put them away. Please put away your phones and your conversations.
No.
Girls.
I'm recording this back.
Okay. Everybody have their sheets? You should. Take them out. You should have them. I'm not giving them out again. Sorry, these are mine. You already got these.
Wait, I didn't get one.
You got. You all got. From the first class we were here.
I wasn't here the first time.
It's called Teva Midot Ha'adam. This one.
Oh yeah, this one.
You have it? Yeah? Okay. Take it out. It should be in the folder that says Devorah Sisso on it. In my class, Das Nafshecha. Welcome to this class. It's a series. We're going to be continuing this for a few months. So you should have a subject in your notebook that says the name of the class and all the papers that I give out that have to do with this class.
We should have brought the book.
Okay? Good? Okay, and if you don't have it, get somebody else that has it, make a photocopy, make sure that you have all the papers from this class.
Your phone
Is this Know Your Soul? Or?
Getting to know your soul. Yes.
This week, this isn't Tomer Devorah.
Last week, Wednesday.
No.
Okay.
You weren't here?
Tomer Devorah book, and I almost freaked out.
Oh, okay. This is Tomer Devorah is on Monday, and on Wednesday, we do Das Nafshecha. One second. Okay, you're welcome. Anybody else need? Who needs? But don't tell me if you were here last Wednesday. If you were here last Wednesday, make your own copies. No, we give them out to everyone, I think, no?
We shared them.
Okay, so here, I'll tell you how many I have left. One packet.
I can't copy. Oh, why can't get
Yeah, take it.
I
Hey.
don't need those beers.
Yellow.
Thank you.
Why?
Have nowhere to go.
That's
In the
it.
apartment?
No more.
I'm not here.
Make copies from each other, okay?
Stayed in line.
All right, we are going to begin. Shh, girls, please stop talking. Please stop talking. Please stop talking. Okay. Okay. Now, today we're going to go deeper further into the four elements. Okay? The elements that we were discussing last week, if you remember, we were saying that there are four elements in the world, and each element is another koach. Each element is another force in this world. Okay? Now, each person has the four elements within them, mainly one of them as their driving force. Okay? This whole study is to get to know yourself, really getting to know you, and to really see which element you fall the most into, which depicts you the most. Today we're going to start learning the elements and what each element is and what this power that we have inside of us is. Okay? And when you learn which is your element, it'll be a lot easier for you to understand yourself. Okay? A lot easier for you to understand yourself. Okay, so the four elements are
Water,
fire,
Water,
earth,
fire, and wind.
and wind, and air. Very, very good. Wow, wow. Got a lot of water to go through. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'akol niyeh b'dvaro. Okay, so now, if you look on Gimel, it says Gimel on top, on the corner, and it says Ha'esh. Okay, we're going to start with the fire. We're going to learn now, we're going to go into a basic, superficial understanding of what the elements are, just so you basically get an idea, and then we're going to go way deeper. Then we're going to dedicate chapters to fire, chapters to water, chapters to air, chapters to earth. Okay, and by the time we're finished with this book, God willing, you're going to really get a clearer picture of like why you do the things you do, why you're interested in things you're interested, why it's hard for you to do certain things that are like you feel like you're pushing a truck up a hill and it's so hard for you to accomplish that or to get that done or to want to bring yourself to do that even. Okay, it has very, very much to do with your element, your koach. Okay, so Gimel on top. Ha'esh. Everyone following along? Ha'esh mitiva lekalot kol davar. A fire's energy is the energy of lekalot koach hakilui, which means consumption. It's the energy, it's the power of consumption. Okay, just write that down. The energy of consumption, which means that when you have fire burning, you have a wood, right? And you burn the wood. What happens to the wood when you burn it? It eats it.
Wait,
Good.
fire
The
is consumption?
consumption. The fire consumes the wood, and the only way for the fire to exist is through the consumption of the wood. As long as it's consuming the wood, as long as there's wood to consume, it's burning. Once the wood is finished, it turns into ash, there's no more fire. So the only way for fire to exist is by it consuming something. Once fire consumes something, it's there. If there's nothing for fire to consume, it's not there. The energy is the energy of consumption. Koach hakilui, lekalot, means the power of consumption. Okay. האש מטבעה לקלות כל דבר, על אף שבאש יש עוד הרבה הבחנות. It says that the fire itself has many other qualities, but the way for fire to exist is by consumption only. Now, the fire has many, many qualities. We're going to go into the qualities of the fire. He says, "Sharei hi gam mechamemet v'gam meira." We know that fire also brings light into the room. You light a candle, there's light now where it was dark a minute before, right? And it also lights it and also warms it up. But nonetheless, the only way for fire to exist is through consuming something else. Okay, next. Now that was a basic little scratch on the surface of what fire is. Now what's ruach? Ruach, again, this is an overview. Ruach is koach hamaniya. Ruach is the power, it's the force that allows for movement. People that are ruach energy, ruach element, wind element, air element, are people that need movement in their life. That need movement in their life, and you'll often see it in people's, even people that need to move their furniture around a lot. Every so often, the bed is on this side, the couch is on that side, they move around their house, they move apartments, they move jobs, they move partners, they move. Okay? That's the water, that's the element of air. He says, every single movement comes from the element of air. Now I'll give you a sneak peek for a second. If you have an element of air person, that's a person that needs to consistently be moving. It doesn't necessarily even mean that they're hyper, always having to be moving, doing something. Those are very air people. Okay, and those are also fire people. We'll get into that after. But there's air people that their energy is almost like they can't have the same day every day. Like, they're the kind of people that cannot have 9-to-5 jobs. They're the kind of people that they need to be entrepreneurs. Or they feel stifled. And if not, they feel like someone is controlling them. They need space. Air element people need space. They need space. It doesn't mean that they're not connected and can't be in a relationship and can't be committed, but within the relationship they need space. In their day-to-day life they need differences, changes. They need to change it up a little bit every day. And then you have an air person, and then you have the earth person. So let's go to water and then we'll go to earth. And then you have hamayim. Hamayim is a koach hamechayeh. מגדלים צמחים עם מים, וכן האדם ובעלי החיים זקוקים למים ולחיותם. Water people are people that are mechayeh. They enliven. Water enlivens everything, gives life to everything. Everything needs water, especially plants. Right? It's the food, it's the actual food of plants. That's what plants live on, water. That's their food. Animals have food and water. We have food and water. Plants have only water, and that's what gives them life. All these massive trees and these gigantic fruits and all these things, water. That's what gives them life. Okay, that's what gives them energy. That's where they get all their vitamins and their minerals. That and the sun, but mainly the water. So the water is the energy in this world. It gives life. It gives life. The people that are water people are people that are givers. They like to give. They like to make sure that you have Shabbos plans. They like to make sure you have everything that you need. They like to make sure that all the T's are crossed and the dots and the I's are dotted. They're the ones that are running around saving lives. They're the ones that are collecting tzedakah money. They're the ones that have gemachs. They're the ones, a lot of the water people are the people that are givers. Shefa, shefa, shefa. Every single element can go in either direction though. People that are water people but are off kilter, meaning they're not healthy, meaning they're not building themselves up correctly inside, they're not making good decisions for themselves, they're self-sabotaging, they're giving into their taiva too much, they're giving into pleasures too much, their water is going to look very, very different. They're going to be like, they're going to flood people. They're the over dependent people. They're the codependent people. They're the ones that are very needy. They're the ones that need to be with you 24/7. They're the ones that when they're not healthy, they're the ones that are overgivers, and don't know their boundaries. Don't know where the other person already doesn't feel comfortable taking, doesn't feel comfortable with all this involvement. How are you? What's doing? How are you? What's doing? Okay, I'm good. I'm not going anywhere. Don't worry. I'm not leaving you. I'm here. It's okay. We don't have to talk every 5 seconds. And 1 second. And then we have the earth. The earth element. הוא כוח המעצב שבנפש. כלומר, הוא הבסיס שיוצר את הצורה של כל דבר. Earth is what gives definition. Earth is the power of definition. It's the power of just like when you say someone's like consistent, someone is like has their head screwed on straight. So what do you say? They have their two feet on the ground. They have 2 feet on the ground. They're what's the word I'm looking for? Help me. Grounded. Thank you. What else? Sturdy. The people that are koach ha'afar, the power of the earth element people, are people that are grounded. People that you come to them with your problems and they're like, one second. Let's make a list. Organized. People that need 9-to-5 jobs. People that need to have their day basically the same thing, same breakfast, same coffee, same people, same office, same desk. They love it. It's the people that need that definition 24/7. It's the people that I used to take women on these detox journeys to lose weight, to feel better, to clear their skin, to get rid of different illnesses, to get their periods back if they haven't gotten it for a long time. Detoxing.
They like boundaries.
And there were the women, exactly. There were the women that were like, tell me exactly what to eat. Like exactly when to eat it. I'm like, you can have all the fruits and vegetables from 9 to 12. Which fruits and all the fruits and vegetables? The more I limited them, the more I told them you can only have apples and yogurt in the morning only till 11:30. The more I limited them and didn't give them a free range of like, no, you're free to have, the more successful they were. And there were those women that the more I limited them, the more I was like, no, you can have your egg only till 12:10. We're like, ah! Those were the air people. Just give me a basic idea of what I could eat till when I could eat it and I'll run with it. And then the people that were very needing definition, very needing the boundaries, very needing tell me exactly what to eat. Tell me exactly what to do. Tell me exactly how to do it. And I'm there. Yeah.
What if like your earth, but like you want the quality from like here, and you get that quality, like I'm earth, but I don't want a 9-to-5 job.
9-to-5 job doesn't necessarily mean something bad, meaning it's something that's like it's consistent.
But I want to be able to like not have the need to be consistent, like to be able to like move around. Can I like get that?
Do you feel like you're an earth person?
Yeah.
How does change of plans feel to you? Last minute change of plans.
Like if I find out like apples are bad for you, I'll stop eating apples.
Last minute change of plans. Me and you are going out to Ramon. I call you 5 minutes before and I'm like, I'm so sorry, I'm not coming.
Depends why.
What do you mean?
No, I'd be fine.
You would be fine. Okay. So you're gonna find yourself. You're not necessarily earth. You're gonna find yourself in the teachings. Earth quality people would be like, I would have an issue with that. I would have an issue with that. People that are honest would say I would have an issue with that. I sometimes put up people in different places in Beit Shemesh for Shabbos, and I see the difference in hosts. Some hosts, like, I'll never hear from them again. They're just like, yeah, come. I put out food. I put out the key. It's on the side. Just come. And then I tell the people where to go, and they do everything, and they love it, and it's all good. And then some hosts are like, did the people come yet? Okay, did you tell them how to do the combination? Yeah, I told them how to do the combination 10 times. Okay, did they get in? Hi, yeah, they're there. Okay, make sure that they know that the second bedroom they can't go into. Yeah, I told them. Okay, tell them that I left them apples. If they could please finish the apples, because I just bought them and they're pink ladies and they're really good apples, and like chavala, they should go to waste, and like I cut them up for them and they should eat them after Shabbos. Did they eat the apples?
That's like so extreme.
That's the bad side of it.
That is the earth being extremely earthy.
No, I'm saying like there's like two extremes, like the good, the positive, and the negative. So the negative is that they're too controlling.
They could be very, very needing to control everything down to the last detail in order to give them that sense of security.
Could you?
Yeah,
Didn't do a calculation for fire too.
we did.
Okay.
We did. Yeah. The fire, we said, is the power of consumption. Oh, the type of person. What's the type of person? Good, we're going to get to it in a second. Yeah.
Could you be positive at once, or you're gonna basically be one?
You're basically going to be one with another one that's like a runner-up, and the other ones are not really...
Yeah.
What's
Could
that?
be like two opposite ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Of course.
Can I Snapchat will tell you. For anyone that has it, it like
Yeah, but it's not necessarily.
That's like not the Jewish
That's
your
one.
sign.
That's
That's a non-Earth sign.
yeah,
What month you were
the-
born.
the
The Jewish monks don't.
We're getting this from we're learning this from Kabbalah. It's a little different.
Oh, never mind.
3,000-year-old sources.
Tells you like what time.
With times what?
Like if you give it like very
Like your
accurate-
zodiac sign, but that's not true necessarily with the Jewish monks.
Right, it's different.
Oh,
There's some truth
mine
to...
Mine matches.
There's some truth. First of all, this is not zodiac. This is elements. This is something
No,
else.
mine matches the elements.
Oh, so you're talking about elements?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Like my rabbi said that my elements match what is told me.
Cool.
That's why I said that.
Nice.
I don't know.
Awesome.
Could be I'm wrong.
We can try it. We could all try it and see if it works for us too. Maybe it does.
For inner movement, like it means that you can't stay in a place for.
It means that you need a lot of change. What gets you going is movement. Gets your juices flowing is movement. Is going here, going there, teaching here, teaching there, driving here, driving there. That's what it means. Movement. Yeah.
Are Earth people very strict with time?
Could be very strict with time. Like Earth people probably were the ones that had to start taking medication during Corona.
Huh?
The
I'm very strict with time, but I love COVID.
you liked COVID?
I didn't.
So why? Because maybe as a kid it's different than when you're an adult. But people very, very much like their schedules, and people very, very, very much their life depends around the life that they've built for themselves. What do I do with myself if I don't have this job, if I don't have this position, if I don't go to the gym? Like, what do I do with myself? Who am I without these things defining me?
So do they have a lot of anxiety?
They could.
But is it that whenever people want organization so bad on the outside, that means like up here and like in here it's not organized, it's so messy that you just want to control the one part of your life? That's
So
why-
the Earth people are very. They have consistency, meaning there's nothing out of order. There's no bill unpaid. There are things. It's like. Okay. Yeah.
Like my day is like very consistent. I do the same things every day. I wake up the same thing every day. I do the same things. But if something's out of order, I'm not gonna get annoyed.
It could be that you grew up with a lot of discipline. It could be that your family, your parents trained you to have a certain like disciplined kind of organized like way of like we get up, we brush our teeth, we eat breakfast, we go to school, we come back, we do our homework. There's like, homes that operate that way, so it allows the kids to have much more of a built-in schedule. So it could be that you're not an earth sign, but you just have much more of a built-in schedule. Am I saying, do you feel like what I'm saying is right? They've created a built-in schedule for you where you will naturally operate on that schedule already. But I don't know if it's your element necessarily. We're going to learn. Yeah.
I don't understand then as fire. What does that mean?
Good. What does fire mean as a person? Good, yeah? Fire?
Passionate.
Goes about
Wants to change the world.
Okay, so fire people, yeah?
Do air people like get bored very
Yeah. Yes.
People have ADHD. They're like, yeah, poor
Everybody has ADHD. So, fire people are people that get their high, I guess. You know, everyone gets their high off of something, right? So you'll have the water people getting their high off of giving. You'll have the air people getting their high off of movement and action. You'll have the earth people getting their high off of being grounded and being consistent. And the fire people will get their high off of, how do you say this? It's basically by consuming other things. When I say by consuming other things, one second, I'll answer your question in a second. It sounds very, very negative, but that's where they get their power from. Meaning, it can be also a positive thing. We're going to learn the positive side also, but usually fire people have a lot more negative midos than the other ones.
I mean, like, achievements, like, doing stuff like that.
Meaning, it comes across as gaiva. Meaning, I have to nullify someone in order to feel better about myself. I need to put this person down in order to get a higher position. I need to see you crumble in order to... Okay, there's a lot of that. It could get there. It could get there. Fire people are also very passionate, very charismatic, very they can, but they need to consume. They need to be above. They need to be above. Their whole drive is to be above. And oftentimes, when the fire person is not a healthy person, they'll be above by stepping on other people to get there.
To be better than people, basically.
To be better than people, to own people, to not crush people, to control people.
But could it mean also to like get the best mark or something? Like be the best?
Competitive, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it can fall into that. It can definitely fall into that category. But the idea with fire, I'm just going to clarify it a little bit more. Okay, are people that are also very warm. They can be very warm people, very embracing people. Okay, but the negative side of the element is strong, because oftentimes these people that are so passionate and so charismatic and so warm and so a lot of these things, they also have very much of an anger problem. They have a temper. Okay, they have a temper. They need to control things. They need to have things their way. They need to be able to move things in their direction.
In terms of, like, partners, are there certain elements that go together better?
We're gonna get to it. Yes.
I don't feel like
You don't relate to any? None. Okay, we're gonna keep going. You'll find yourself. You're human, right? You're human? Okay, good. So we're gonna find you. Somewhere in the pages of this book. Yes.
I heard of air. How do you know if you're air?
How do you know if you're air? You'll keep learning the book and you'll know.
Well, I thought it was for my birthday.
What?
From the day I was born, I thought.
What do you mean from the day you were born?
Like your birthday month?
No, not connected. Not connected to your month. Not connected to your
If
month.
I like
Who?
it's air, water, and fire. Each month has an element.
if I
Right.
like to give it, I'll give it.
Right.
Do
But
they give
it's
it
not,
also
it's not
like
necessarily connected. Yeah.
Why is fire so much more negative? Like, like, I very much relate to that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, you're like, yeah, it's the worst one. Like,
It's not worse. It's not worse. If you learn how to use your fire, you can light up a city. But if
I
you
literally relate to, like, almost
could burn
every
down a
element
city.
that
Are
you
you
said
Earth?
about fire.
okay, so you're
You know
fire.
me?
Yeah.
So you're fire. So if you shh, girls,
A little bit, yeah. I'm fire.
if you're fire, if your element is fire, then because it's such a strong element, because it's such a crazy element, then it's an element that really needs to also know how to keep itself in check. Because if fire is not in check, it burns everything down. Boundaries, big time boundaries, exactly. Earth and fire can go good together.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm both.
Yeah, I feel like
I feel like I'm all of them.
What book is this based on?
This is called Getting to Know Your Soul. They have this in English, Getting to Know Your Soul. He has a whole, like a series of them, Getting to Know Your Feelings, Getting to Know Your Soul, Getting to Know all of these things. And it's all based on different sources of the Zohar, bringing down like how to really get to know yourself. Yeah. Okay. Let's continue, girls. Let's continue reading. נסכם בקצרה, we're on after the far paragraph, after the earth paragraph. נסכם בקצרה, we're going to, look inside, we're going to, how do you say נסכם?
Get deeper.
To sum it up, thank you. We're going to sum it up in short. He says, ארבעה יסודות שהובאו בשערי קדושה, these 4 elements that are brought down in the Sefer Sharei Kedusha, which is a Kabbalah Sefer, LeRabbeinu Chaim Vital. Who's Chaim Vital? Who's Rav Chaim Vital? He is the main student of the Arizal. The Arizal is the number 1 Kabbalist in the closest to our time. Okay, he was the one that translated, brought down to earth the Zohar, because otherwise no one could understand the Zohar. That was the Arizal. The Arizal's main student was Rav Chaim Vital. Rav Chaim Vital wrote down everything that Arizal taught. One of his main sfarim is called Sharei Kedusha. This is where we're learning this from. We are learning this straight from the Arizal, basically. Rav Chaim Vital, who wrote this book Sharei Kedusha, brought down by the Arizal, bringing down these sources. Okay, so this is not something you can get on like Instagram. I mean, now you can, because now we're recording it on Instagram. Okay, so he says like this. It says, "Bezohar Kadosh hem esh ruach mayim ve'afar." There are 4 elements of the fire, water, wind, and earth. B'magbil lekach ba'avanat mahut ha'yesodot elu arbaat kochot ha'nefesh ha'shoreim. And we're saying that Arizal says that these are the 4 main elements in a person's nefesh. In the person's nefesh, and we said, what is a nefesh? A nefesh is our life source. It's where the energy that's coming out of my mouth is coming from and talking to you. It's coming from my nefesh. It's coming from my life source. It's not coming from my spleen, and it's not coming from my gut, and it's not coming from my lungs, and it's not coming from my veins. It's coming from my life source. Okay? And now the more you enrich your life source, the more alive you will feel. The more you deaden your life source, the more dead you will feel. Depression is a deadening of your life source over and over and over again. Daily deadening of the life source. How do you deaden the life source? And we learned this in our last class. You deaden your life source by doing things that are self-destructive for you on a consistent basis. That's how you deaden your energy levels. You deaden your life source, your neshama. And then you feel depressed. You feel lethargic. You feel like you can't move. You feel like you're sad. You feel like you want to cry. You don't even know why you are crying. You don't even know what's going on with you. Why? So how do you do the opposite of deadening your life source? You enrich, you enliven, you come to seminary.
How do you do that?
You learn Torah. You pray. You do things that are not easy or not second nature. You do things that are not like eating an ice cream bar, which is so fun and exciting. You do things that don't give you the same dopamine hits as watching a movie or going out to a club. You do stuff that don't give you that kind of dopamine hit because they're harder. It's harder to wake up early, go for a walk. It's harder to wake up early and pray. It's harder to open your heart and really be in the moment of like what you're saying to God in that moment and what you're really feeling it and not just saying the words. Right? It's hard. That's spiritual stamina. That's spiritual exercise. The more spiritual or physical exercise you do, and the combination of both is incredible. The more mental, spiritual, physical exercise you do in this lifetime, the more you enrich and enliven your life source. The more alive you will be in this vessel of your body. 1 second. So he says like this. He says, "במקביל לכך, בהבנת מהות היסודות אלו 4 כוחות הנפש השורשיים." These are the 4 main powers that you have inside of you, inside of your nefesh. הפרטים הם עד אין ספור. ישנן 4 כוחות מידות שורשים כפי הובאו ברמב"ם ושאר הראשונים וכך. He says like this. He says that each one of these elements has more subcategories coming out of it. That's why we have books and not just like, hi, you have 4 elements, find your one, bye. The book is going to deal with each element and all the subcategories. So you're going to find yourself, by the end, you're going to be like, I'm a combination of this and this and this. And this I have most of, and this I have not enough of. And this one I want to work on. And this is like taking over me. So now I'm going to get more, I'm going to go on the water. I'm going to start getting more water in my life. Okay, so that's how we're going to be learning this. Okay, he wants to make it clear that there are going to be also subcategories to this. Okay, בכל נפש עלי אדמות, by every single nefesh that's on the walking the planet, כלולים כל 4 שורשי הכוחות הנ"ל. These 4 elements exist in. אין נפש שחסר בה אחד מהכוחות הללו. There is not one nefesh that's missing one of these 4 elements. כמו כן, לכל נפש יש יסוד אחד. He says, in addition, there's in every single nefesh, there's one yesod, one fundamental energy that you carry, one fundamental energy that this is your personality, this is what it sits on, this is your foundation. שהוא הכוח החזק והעיקרי אצלה. יש מי שיכול שהכוח המכלה הוא הכוח העיקרי שבו וזה טבעו. There's somebody that the power of consumption is his main energy, the power of fire is his main energy, and that's his nature. וכן יש כאלו שכוח המניע, and there are those that the כוח of movement is there, or the power to enrich and enliven and give life to, which is the power of water, that's their main element. בפרק זה ובשלושת הפרקים הבאים, he says in this chapter, in the next 3 chapters, I urge you to get this book also because it's an amazing book, ננסה להבין יותר לעומק את מהות היסודות אחד לאחד. We're going to move into now each element fiercely. Like what these things are, how to break it down, how it manifests in me, how it comes up in me, where I all of a sudden feel like I want to isolate myself, where all of a sudden feel like I want to break down, where all of a sudden I want to feel like I want to yell at someone. Where's all that coming from? And the more you get to know yourself, the more you can really, really, really navigate your life to serve you best. Serve you best. Know which jobs to take. You know, oftentimes we're like, I should really do that. I should really do that. That's good for me to do. And everything inside of you is screaming no. Like, why? Everyone's telling me I should become, I should do that secretary job, in the dentist's office. But like your dream is to work with kids, or to start a center, or to save the whales. I don't know what your dream is. Okay? Or to be a teacher, or to do hasbara and show how Israel is the most incredible place in the world and the most incredible people in the world. And now when you go back home and people are like, no, you need to start somewhere, you need to take, just do this job. And your brain tells you really should. You should. It's the right thing to do. You should do it. So you go and you take this job. And the job requires a more earthy kind of person to sit behind that desk. And you're air. You're such an air person. And every day it gets harder and harder and harder to sit there. Every day it gets more and more difficult. Every day you're trying to find the silver lining. You're getting used to it. You're doing things that are numbing you. Let me just not feel life and then I'll get through it. So you numb it in whatever way. You start overeating, you start over texting, you start over scrolling, you start over something. So you don't have to feel this job that you're having. So when you get to know yourself, I'm not going to put myself in that position in the first place. Because I know what's going to happen to me there. I know that I'll either leave or that I'll start falling apart slowly, slowly. And that's what happens to a lot of people. They just don't know themselves, and they're in relationships, and they're in jobs, and they're in careers, and they're in places that are opposite to them, and are not helpful to them, and are damaging them, and are toxic to them, and they stay. Because their brain tells them, you should. Because they don't know themselves. Yeah.
So what if, let's say, somebody who's an element marries somebody who's the same element? Is that bad?
If you marry a person that's the same element as you,
Yeah.
is it bad? It's probably not bad. Depends on what element you are.
Well, like any of the elements. Does it matter?
Fire with fire, I feel like it's like destruction.
Right. A lot of fires want fires, though. That's what they're
I
about.
feel like I'm fire.
That's what they're about.
I wouldn't want fire.
Right.
I want like air.
But
That's
if
what
they're
I'm
both
missing.
consuming, then what are they consuming?
Yeah,
They both
literally.
want-
They want
They're
control,
also super
like
passionate about each other, but their fights are probably so intense.
What do they
Yeah.
want to consume if they're both consuming?
Different
what do
things
they
in
want
each
to
other.
control if they're both.
There's different ways
Is
to
it, like,
control.
healthy?
So the good, very good questions. Excellent questions. Guys, keep your questions for next week. We'll continue next week. Thanks for watching.